This is Mrs. Eileen Agland, who's worked at the premises as manageress for approximately 12 years. Mrs. Agland, what do you think of the forthcoming closure of the Miners Welfare Institute?
Oh, I'm very sad about it, but well, times have got to go on, haven't they? Very, very sad, you know. I feel sorry for the boys.
Do you think it's going to affect the community at large, or?
Oh, I think so, yes.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be very unhappy about it.
In what way? So they have nowhere else to go?
There's nowhere much for them to go, is there? I mean, it's only here they got, all the pubs. And some of them are too young to go to the pubs. And I mean, they really enjoy it down here, don't they?
Yeah. What is the clientele then now? Do we get a lot of customers here, or?
Well, yes, back in the winter, but of course it's quiet now.
Yeah.
This was summer season.
So you think it'll have some long-term effect on Blackwood?
Oh, I think so, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the boys are very, very bitter about it.
Yeah. And of course we'd rather see them in here than in the pub, as you said.
Yes. They're off the roads, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Of course, Mrs. Agland, it may be an end of an era as far as the Blackwood Miners Welfare Institute is concerned, as it is now. But with the forthcoming takeover of the Islwyn Borough Council, do you not think it'll have some long-term good effects as well? Will the council do anything, do you think, to uphold the name of the building?
Yeah, I think so, yes. Yeah. I think it will get advanced and we'll have more facilities here, you know, for the youngsters as well.
Right. So, I mean, we're looking at it more as, not as much as an end of an era, but probably the beginning of an era as well.
The beginning of a new era, yes, I should imagine. I mean, time has got to go on, hasn't it, you know, and you can't just stand still.
Well, we hope it will. Thanks very much, Mrs. Agland.
Okay.
This is Mr. John Elstone, the Vice Chairman of Blackwood Institute. He'll be taking us on the guided tour of the old Blackwood Miners Welfare Institute. So, Mr. Elstone, what room do we start in?
Well, this used to be the old reading room. At one time there were tables and chairs all around here and stands where all the daily papers were came, and the miners used to come in here and read the paper before they went to work in the afternoon or on the night shift.
How long is it since this room has been used, Mr. Elstone?
Well, I would think about 12 or 15 years.
Right, here we are in one of the more rural parts of the Institute. I believe this room has been here since the building opened, and we hope, Mr. Elstone, that this is going to benefit from Islwyn Borough Council's takeover, yes?
Oh yes, I'm sure it will.
Right, as we come into the more, the old library room, this is a rather large part of the history of this building, which made this building so popular, Mr. Elstone.
Yes, this library was used from the opening of the building until about 15 years ago, when the county library took over in Blackwood, and so there was no further use for this. But the room has been used for other purposes over the years.
What happened to all the books and writing?
Most of the books were given away to hospitals and different institutions that needed them.
So it did benefit the community at large.
Yes.
Right. Onto the second floor, Mr. Elstone.
Yes, this is the floor that the dance hall was.
Right.
And this is a fire that we're hoping that Ministry by the Council spending the money on it, that can be done up to its past glory.
Right, let's see a few of the rooms then.
The room that we used to use as a television room, but of course for the last couple of years now it's been used as a storeroom for chairs for use in the dance hall.
When you say a television room, what used to happen in here actually?
Well, a lot of the old people in Blackwood and old chaps used to come up here and sit and watch the telly.
Right. Let's go through into another room then. Mr. Elstone, and this was one of the more important parts of the room
yes,
of the Institute.
This at what time was called this was the ladies' room, ladies' restroom, and then now around the corner here was the ladies' toilets and pub room.
Now we're in the main dance hall, or up on the balcony looking down on the main dance hall. You can see what a marvellous building it was, and why I believe, Mr. Elstone, it was quite a place to come on a Saturday night.
Oh yes, this is where everything was going on Saturday nights, Wednesday night, Tuesday nights. Old time dancing and modern.
What has happened here in recent years?
Oh well, this last few years now, a gym club has been working out on the dance floor, and that's all that equipment that you can see down there now. Of course, the operatic and other functions still go on here, where everything is taken off the floor for that.
We see a partition on the left-hand side. What's the purpose of that?
Well, that was what they call the annex. There was 2 bars in there at one time, licensed bars, and quite a bit used to go on here for the dancing and one thing and another, and concerts, and there was a bar here in the corner, and that's another bar up the top of there.
Right, let's go down and have a look on ground level then. Now we're downstairs in the dance hall, and we can see the quite awesome size for a place like Blackwood for this hall to have. Must have taken quite a large seating capacity. On a normal dance evening or opera night, how many people would you expect in here, Mr. Elstone?
Well, we have had 1,000 people in here for a dance.
Really?
Of course, it'd been pretty crowded at that time, because all the big bands used to come here. And for the opera, we have 400 on the dance floor and 120 seats up in the balcony upstairs.
Must be quite a wonderful experience.
Oh yes, it was really nice for the place.
One of the rooms just off the side of the stage. What was this one used for?
This was used as dressing rooms.
Were all the lockers here, or were they, have they been taken from another room for any reason?
Oh no, these were used when the dance was in here. That they were used. It was used as a cloakroom as well. It doubled as a cloakroom, and of course the coats were put in individual stores in them lockers.
I see. Looking at the room off the stage, it's quite an awesome size, isn't it? Surprised to see how large the stage is. Must have been one of the largest in the area.
Oh, I would think so, yes.
And now right behind the stage, where do we find ourselves now?
Well, this is the band room now. This is where the band came in, changed before they went on stage.
Did you see any famous actors here, or?
Oh yes, there have been a lot of big bands here. Eric Winston, Billy Turnant, Felix Mendelssohn and the Hawaiian Serenaders. Joe Loss has been here. They've all played on this stage.
Right, we're coming up onto the top floor now.
Yes, we'll go into the lecture hall first. Now this room was used for meetings and also the operatic practice here. That's the old piano down there that they used to practice with.
Right, as we walk across the third floor, we come to what most people, or I would say you committee members, would say is the heart of the Institute. Where are we going, Mr. Elstone?
Yes, this is the committee room here. This is where all the business of the Institute was discussed. And I'd like you to take notice of that chair over there. There was a chair that was presented from the estate to the Institute. I think it was 1928. Yes, it was 1928, and it was presented to be shown here, and it has stood in this committee room ever since.
And this is where the actual business part of the Institute took place, yes?
Of course, it's in a bit of a mess now at the moment, but with the running down of the Institute, it hasn't been kept very tidy. But this is where all the business is done.
Quite an interesting bookcase here.
Yes, that's a very nice bookcase that was offered to Aberystwyth University, but they never come down to take it, and it's a very nice thing. It stood in the library here for a long, long time.
So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for showing us around the Institute this afternoon. But It certainly was a lovely building, we can see that, and the atmosphere must have been magnificent here. What are your hopes for its immediate future?
Well, I and the other trustees are hoping that when the Swing Borough Council take it over, that they will fetch the building back to its original standard, and that it will be a benefit to the community for many, many years to come.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elstone.
Thank you.